Hello and welcome back to Nomeregard's journey. We are here in Plane of Knowledge, and this is going to be my trade skill mega episode is really what it boils down to. So as you can see, we are 0 baking, 0 tailoring, fletching, brewing, jewelry making, pottery, and somehow we have 1 blacksmithing and 1 research. Interesting. And for the next zone, we're going to Goro Ukar Mesa. I guess that's how you say it. I have never been there. There's a few quests that require about 190 of all these different trade skills to make some of the finish some of the quests. There's more than I think 6 different quests. I think from my research so far. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and get my trade skills up. I kind of consider this my main character, so I don't mind doing it. I've amassed a good amount of money from selling rebreathers and all the Defiant stuff we've gotten and all the random stuff. So we have money. We're going to try to get all these up. So the way I'm going to do this is different than the way I did the tinkering one. I have... where's my notes? I have a bunch of notes right here from all different resources. Yeah. So like I have every single trade skill and notes on how to do it. And I want to verify all those. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick one of these and go first, like baking, right? I'm going to do it, make sure all the recipes work, and then I'm going to go through what I did to get to, 190 or 200, wherever I get to. And I'm going to do that for all of these after the fact. I'm not going to do the combine 10 and then come back, combine 10 and come back. And that's a lot of editing on my part. And this is I'm probably going to have to go farm some stuff like here, let's pull up the bazaar. Like my bazaar on this server is just kind of insane. Let's just do ore, for example, right? All right, sort by lowest price. And sometimes you see these, 4 gold, right? But these are all, I think, vendor. You can buy some of these on the vendor, right? And then you get into, I think this one is 120 each. Tantalum ore, 250 each. And that ore is it's used for, let me see here. That's the higher level stuff. So that's just not that's 426 trivial. So I mean it's expensive. So I'm probably gonna have to go farm. This episode is probably gonna take me quite a while to make. And yeah, so I just wanted to get a little intro to the episode out. And then my goal is to get these trade skills up as fast as possible. And then we're gonna start the next zone. So it's gonna take a long time to make the episode, but it's not gonna be a long episode. So yeah. So when I come back, I will be 300 everything, or 300 everything, 190 to 200 all trade skills. So I'll be back. Alrighty, we are back. It has been several days in real life. I've been doing lots and lots of trade skilling to get this out, to get all this going. So fletching 202, messed up on that. Jewelcrafting 200, brewing 200, baking, pottery 191, blacksmith 190, tailoring 174. And I'm going to go into the details of all of this. I actually prepared a PowerPoint or a Google Sheet, I guess. So yeah, Everquest trade skills. So here's I started at 0. I had 255 int whiz charisma. The character was level 50, so Nomeregard has no AAs. That's one of the reasons I didn't notice that his trade skill went over 200, which caused him to specialize in fletching, which it's not a big deal until he gets some AA. My target was about 190. That's what the trivials are for all of the quest items. So That was my target, and I sold everything back to the vendor as soon as I crafted it. All right, so for fletching, it cost me about 698 platinum total. This is exactly what I made and how many combines it took to make it. You can see here that the last like 40 points was quite a pain to get. And I don't know why I crafted a class 5 here. I think that was like just the first thing that popped up in the searching thing, but the in-game GUI search, whatever. And that was just a trivial. I just went trivial to trivial for each of these. So that's fletching, only 698 platinum to get to 202. Pottery is actually annoying to craft, or like to level up, right? So it costs 900 platinum, so it's pretty cheap to do. But 1 to 22 or 122, I just made medium bowls. To about it took about 432 combines. I didn't have the exact accurate numbers, but it's about as close as I saw. From 122 to 199, I made casserole dish. Now I made 900 attempts total, so I bought 900 raw materials. After failures, because there's a sub combines. There's 2,700 sub combines involved in this. I only ended up with 767 actual skill up attempts between 122 and 199. So yeah, I think I only got to 191 too. Let me see here. Skills, pottery. Yeah, I only got to 191 with 767 attempts. So, but I was just, my target was 190, so that worked out. Baking was easy. Fish rolls to 135 took 455 combines. Patty melts till 191, and that was 417 combines. So that's raw materials. That's how many times the combine button was pressed. So, and it only cost 128 platinum to get to that skill. So that was pretty nice. Brewing, pretty easy also. Nothing like some of these have like sub combines, like the pottery, which was just annoying, but brewing, pretty straightforward. 369 combines for this fetid essence, and 300 combines for this Jum spiced beer, and 516 combines for this Minnow Heroes Brew. And it only cost 107 platinum after selling everything back. I kept the beer and the brew, and I've been trying to level up my alcohol tolerance with that. Jewelcrafting, expensive, 9,000. I sold everything back after I crafted it, but malachite bracelets took 240 of those. Jade was this Jade 75 to 106. I got really lucky on the skill ups. Only took 80 combines for that. Gold malachite bracelet, 146 combines. Golden topaz earring, 336 or 363 combines, and fire emerald gold bracelet, 380 combines to get to 200 skill. I was capped, so it goes up to 202 trivial though. Blacksmithing, this is where it starts to get complex and costly, and some of this total kind of goes into what I spent on tailoring, but it's just mostly this fine plate stuff here is what costs a lot. So metal bits, I made 62 of those. I used those for something else. I think I was leveling up to make a non-stick frying pan, so I made some of this stuff early on before I started leveling it. So it was like 62 of those, three combines to get a file, which was kind of annoying. Steel bonding, which is used in tailoring to make picnic baskets. I had to do a little bit of that. I made way more than 26 of those, but it's that. Made some lanterns, 51 attempts. Made 100 banded chest plates to get to 115. And since I'm a gnome, I used the the clockwork sewing kit to get to 162, and it took 200. I made only 200 attempts at that. I think the trivial on that's a little bit higher, but I didn't want to go back to Akanon to get more of that. Let's see here. Fine plate bracer, helm, and breastplate. So I made, I think it was a total of 100 combines between all of those to get to 180. And that's annoying because there's sub combines with tailoring to make leather padding and stuff like that, and then to make leather padding you need low quality animal pelts, and that's where a lot of my money was spent. A lot of money was spent on that, silk, and other things. So, and then Velium bits. This is an annoying combine. I only did 150 of these. It goes up to like 200 and something trivial, but I got sick of doing it. You have to destroy the item every time because it's lore, so and it doesn't sell to the vendor, so it's kind of tedious, repetitive. You can't just click combine and come back in 10 minutes and it's all done. So it's about 37,000 platinum for this one. The majority of the money was spent here in the fine plate, and that was me buying hide, all the pelts, buying all the silk, and just buying everything I could at normal prices. That's something I'll get into later. So tailoring was more than 1,000, but I had some stuff left over from when I was blacksmithing, so I didn't separate that enough to figure it out. I did silk thread to 20, leather padding to 20, or no, to 15, leather padding to 31, and those were about 20 combines each. Woven mandrake to about 66. That's when it becomes trivial, and that's about 57 combines, give or take. I was I was at my limit on desire to craft more when I got around here. I went to bed after that. Tailored quivers. Each of these combines require a high quality cat pelt, and I spent probably 4 nights, maybe 5, in East Karana farming cats, lions, crag spiders, anything I could to get the materials for this. And this was the tedious part of this whole entire thing. So I did tailored quivers till 90, and then I was like, I can't get any more of these cat pelts. It's just taking too long. So I switched to Woo's armor. I started with the helmet. The trivial for this is like 100 and something, but I mean the initial level. I think this is trivial at 115, so it usually tells all the guides I saw said go to the Woo's at 115. I did it at 90 because it was better on my sanity, and once I had one of them done, I could hit combine and walk away, because it's spider silk and heady colas, and I made 4,000 of those. So yeah, I did 4,000 combines of the stuff to make this, so I could get a little bit ahead. I ended up only doing 200 combines to get to 155. And then while I was doing all these combines, I had my druid in the Greater Fadark picking up these leaves for this forest green silk swatch, which trivial's at 190, but I literally just stopped at 174. I did 106 of those, and it's extremely tedious. You have to do a combine in alchemy, you have to do a combine in pottery, you have to make a whole pottery jar, and then you have to do a sub combine inside the jar that you made in pottery. Then it takes 2 silk and 2 silk thread and 2 silk swatches, and then you end up with the swatch, and that trivial's at 190. I mean, I have like 100 of these left, like combined, and those are actually the quest item required for the quest we want to do. So I already have the item now. You have to turn it into a dress, but I think it's a trivial combine. So yeah, I just stopped at 174 once I realized that, and I had the item that I needed. And I about 1,100 platinum when I started tracking it after I finished blacksmithing. but I had a lot of pelts and stuff left over from when I was buying everything for that. So alcohol tolerance, I'm at 94 right now. It's impossible. It just takes too long to drink. Like I drink and then I walk away from the computer for a while, and it's only taken 94 spiced beer so far. So eventually I'll max that out. So totals. Here's all the totals, and then the caveat I had with tailoring is probably like 20-ish. Probably in the end. So about 50,000 platinum loss at the end of this. I did make a little money while I was farming in I did a little farming because I farmed with while I was combining stuff. I farmed with my bard. My bard cleared Vilk's labyrinth like twice, killing everything in the zone, and I was able to get the Velium I needed for the blacksmithing combine. And then I farmed with my actually with Nomeregard. I farmed in East Karana and in Field of Bone for spiderling silk and spider silk. And there was hill giants in East Karana, which netted probably 1,000 platinum just due to me killing those. And they didn't really yield much experience, but I got a lot of platinum from them, I think. So that was pretty good. Let's see here. My final thoughts on this. So there's these trophies you can get for trade skills. I did not do those, and now I have the hard versions of the quests. So if you are doing trade skills, as soon as you hit 50, go to West Freeport and get all of the skills that you can, all the quests. They're just lower level stuff. It's cheaper. On my server, Bazaar is, in my opinion, broken when it comes to trivial items like this, but it is what it is. Trade skills are expensive and time consuming. From the time I made the last video until now, I've pretty much been nonstop combining stuff on multiple characters. Once something became trivial on Nomeregard, I kind of moved the trivial combines onto a different character, just so that I could do other stuff on Nomeregard while they were combining, it's like 4,000 heady colas or something like that, because I didn't know how many I needed, and it takes 4 per combine. So I was just like, I'll make 1,000 of them. So yeah, it was pretty crazy. One thing I regret doing when I was leveling up, I sold everything to vendors, and I didn't really think about it at the time, but a lot of the stuff I could have used to skill up. So always double check, like silks, animal pelts, and stuff like that. Keep it all. Just put it in the bank. Don't worry about it. If you have the COV expansion, use the Dragon Horde. That's what I'm using. I just threw all my trade skill stuff in there, and it's kind of like a guild bank. You can see it as a table, and it's really easy to manage that way. So I put all my trade skill stuff in there and just said, screw it. Just start saving it. I didn't realize that you could use, like, I knew about buyer, but I've never used it until now. And I set up a buyer on my bard, and I put every single item that I needed on the buyer, and then I'd go to bed, right? And sometimes people would sell me stuff at what I call more reasonable prices. I'll show some examples of the prices when we're done. See here. Also, you should watch because everybody in the bazaar is overpriced. I think they think that they're selling a stack, like the whole stack, for the price, because they have like high quality animal pelts for 500,000 gold or platinum. So it's just like insane. Or they just don't want to sell them. I don't know. I have no idea. Watch what skill you take over 200 first, because you can't, until you get 51 plus with AA, you can't get another skill over 200. And while you're leveling up, keep an eye out for potential items to sell for money. So one thing I needed early on for baking was a non-stick frying pan, and non-stick frying pan in Bazaar was 10,000 platinum. It's a 200, less than 200. No, it's I would say it's a 10 platinum combine. You have to run out to Surefall Glade, or I think it was Jagged Pride and Forest. You have to run out there and get the mold. But yeah, so I crafted like 10 of them, and I sold 9 of them for 1,000 each versus the buying one for 10,000. So things like that. Like when I was doing tinkering, the rebreather was something that was not for sale. And when they were for sale, I think I saw one for 100,000 platinum. And I was able to get into that market and still sell. I think I've sold 20 of them at 10,000 each so far. So that's something to keep an eye out. Things like that. Let's see here. So I used eqprogression.com. I used eqtraders.com, alakazam.com, and elmarsguides.com for any kind of information on what to make during those things. A lot of it came from the Tradeskill menu. It kind of shows you the trivials, but knowing the recipes is tricky and what to do with those, and a lot of random searching for different things. I was trying to find any alternative I could for tailoring because I was absolutely sick of tailoring by the time I was done with this. So yeah, there's my YouTube channel, Twitch, Twitter, Reddit, and soon a Discord. So let's go back in game. So yeah, we got all that. I want to show some of this real quick and then go ahead and end it up. So this, what is it called? It's like I think it's Evergreen or something like that. Yeah, Evergreen extract. That's the thing they use for the sub combine for that thing. People are selling. This guy's selling 5,000 each for this, and that's just like insane. There's the tree bark. 45,000. This stuff's. This might be not the actual item that I was talking about. No, that's a collectible. Never mind. That's not the right one. Where is it? It's an evergreen something. There's grounds. It's a ground spawn in Greater Fadark, and you can pick it up. And it's this extract is what the alchemy combine is once you combine that with something. So, pelt. Let's do pelt. So yeah, here you go. Like I don't know, those anything over this price is like is just not even realistic, right? But you go down here. And you might get some that are like 10. These are reasonably priced right here. But then you start going, it's like right about here when you start needing some of these things, like 500 each. I mean, this is just like ridiculous for some of these. I don't even know what this is. I think this is the COV stuff, but I'm not there yet. But some of these prices are just ridiculous. Like let's do cat pelt. Someone might have bought them all. That could be funny. Yeah, here we go. So a medium cat pelt, 20,000 platinum. That's insane. High quality, 2,000. It's just those prices are not what I think the item is worth, considering how many you can get just farming out in the wilds of East Karana for a few nights. Like, I mean, I'm sure there's people with, millions upon millions of platinum, and it's nothing, but it's just, to me, it's just unrealistic to spend that much money on something at this low level. But yeah, so next episode, this episode is going to air on Tuesday. I'm filming it on a Thursday. So hopefully I can start the Mesa, however you want to say that, and that'll be where we where is that at? Where's that zone at, actually? That'll be where we head next. So Gorukar Mesa. We'll go with that. I did run in there. One of the guides I saw said you could go farm spider silk right here, and it was plentiful. Was not plentiful for me compared to East Karana, so I've already got the achievement for going inside there. But yeah, we're gonna start the questing here next, and then I'm probably gonna do it. So these are all the trophy quests. I'm probably gonna do all these offline, but they're quite tedious. It looks like lots of things to do. and I'll eventually get them all done. I'm just not, like, since I got them all at the end, like once I was at 200 skill, they're the higher level ones, so I'm gonna have to make all kinds of weird stuff that is gonna be expensive, I think. And I got daily quests I can do too, so I might do the daily quests offline since those are pretty quick. But next episode we're gonna start the Mesa, and then see how that goes. I think at level 50, most stuff's gonna be either light blue or green, I think. So we're kind of a little bit ahead, but once we get a little higher level, we're not gonna have that problem, I don't think. We should very soon catch up to the current level zone requirements and stuff like that. But yeah, so thank you very much for watching. And if you have any questions related to trade skills or anything, I'm probably going to turn the rest of these into individual little guides, and then I got some farming spots that I'm going to do a few guides on, just to help people out, because spending prices, the money like that is just redonkulously annoying. So yeah, so thank you for watching and have a great day.